Hello and welcome to our New Mexico history class. My name is Brandon Morgan and I am the instructor for this course. I look forward to getting to know each of you over the next few weeks and working with you to learn more about New Mexico's past. In this little video, I just want to give you a brief tour of the course just so that you can understand navigation and the way that I've constructed it. I'm not going to click on all of the tabs and go into them in detail, but I do want to mention a few things. So this, of course, is the landing page. If you scroll down, there is a widget for Twitter. There's also a link to announcements as well as your grades. Please do take advantage of those, and also be aware that I post announcements frequently, so be sure to check them every time that you enter the course. When you do your Twitter assignments, I've mentioned this elsewhere, but let me scroll down here. Don't just use these little widgets here. They're just there kind of for your information so that you can see what people are posting, but they don't work really well to make posts from, if that makes sense. So it's best to go to Twitter itself or to use something like TweetDeck. And there is information about all of that in the Reading Tweets tab. So please look into all of those things. You've probably already clicked on Start Here since you're watching this video. Once you're done watching this, please go through the Start Here module. Most of the information there is reference information, but it is important to know what is there so that you can go back to it if ever you need it. The syllabus is there, but it's also here in the syllabus tab. You'll find the instructions for the discussion board as well as for the journal. And please note that within the syllabus itself, there are live hyperlinks that will take you to detailed instructions for all of our assignments. The course schedule is also there, so it's important to keep tabs on the syllabus and understand what is there for you. The instructor information tab provides some of my information, as you would guess, but it also contains information about my response time, getting back to you, what course expectations are, netiquette, and our late policy. So please give that one a look. These other two are there for you for reference and ease of access. The course schedule is the same thing that's in the syllabus, but you can just click there and go straight to it. And this is the Blackboard calendar, if that's something that you like to use. Down here in course content, the most important thing to keep in mind here are the learning modules, and I'm going to click right into those. This is where you will complete the coursework. Here you will find the checklist of everything that you need to complete during the most of these last a week that we'll be working on a given unit. The first one, it does technically last a week, but it's just the weekdays. You'll usually have the weekend as well. For these, please note that all of our units begin on a Monday and they end on all the units end on a Friday. They don't all begin on a Monday. I'll back that up. They begin on Saturday. You don't have to work on the weekend if you don't want to, but you do have that option. And again, the schedule here is just kind of for your information to give you a good idea about what you need to be getting done and for when. The due dates are important. You'll need to meet all of those. But if you want to work ahead, please feel free to do that. As you click into each module, I'm not going to do Unit 1 just because it's a little bit different than Units 2 through 6. Units 2 through 6 follow the same general pattern, and so that's why I wanted to show those to you. In Unit 2, what you'll find when you first click in here is an overview of what we'll be studying. Here is the list. This is your checklist of things that you need to complete for the unit. So it'll give you, again, tell you need to do the reading, view the film clips, do your reading tweets, do your ID step of the timeline assignment by Wednesday. Then by Friday of that week, you need to post your connection step and your journal entry. So those are all the due dates. The unit objectives are there, and I also provided a video. You'll note these are old. You can see my little fuzzy hair there, and you can tell why I started shaving my head. These just provide an overview of what you need to do in each unit, as well as some commentary on the content that we'll be discussing, the history. Scrolling back up, you can either navigate through the learning modules using these arrows, or you can use the table of contents. That's especially helpful if you know directly where you want to go. Each learning module has a list of the readings, not just a list at first, but also a link to each of the readings. Morgan, that is the mile that you will have purchased, the e-textbook that you can access not just through here, but also just through your browser. After the first couple of units, you will not have these links here. Those are just there to give you some time, a little bit of a buffer to purchase the mile, because there is no way of using financial aid as of yet. So these will take you to PDF versions of those chapters. They don't have the interactive features that are available in the e-text itself, but they'll get you by until you can purchase that. Please note, though, you do need to make that purchase. These are questions just to think about as you complete the reading to help guide your reading. You don't have to answer them for any assignment or for credit, but again, they're just there to help you. Each of these learning modules will also have a section with film clips in it. As I note here, they're usually too long for you to be able to watch all of them, but they're there for your reference to help you gain more information and more context for the ideas and the events that we read about in the readings. Not all of the sections have something like this. Oh, and this widget isn't working, so I'll have to look into that. But this is just a sort of FYI about Idle No More movement, which is an indigenous peoples movement. Since in Unit 2, we're reading about the First Peoples. This widget does work. Each learning module will have something like this that is just a reminder to complete your reading tweets. And I already mentioned, don't do it from the widget, but go to either Twitter or TweetDeck to complete that. Each learning module will also have this link that will take you to the timeline assignment instructions, as well as, if you click here, to the place where you submit your timeline entries. Please note that you can also get to the timeline entries by using the timeline tab here under course content. But if you just follow through the learning module, there will be links that will take you directly where you need to go to complete everything for the given unit. Same thing here for your journal entry. Once you click and go to the journal entry itself, there's a link to the instructions there. You can also get a link to the instructions via the syllabus. Finally, each of these learning modules has this self-assessment and looking ahead section. It's just kind of a review. You need to have completed all of these things before you're done with this unit. And then looking ahead, we have our discussion assignments and our final projects. So that's the general format of all the learning modules. And again, if you follow those and keep tabs on the syllabus, you'll understand exactly what you need to complete and when. All of these other links in the course content section are more details about all of the kinds of assignments that you need to be completing. So again, as I mentioned, if you're working on your timeline, you don't want to go back through the learning module, but you know that you need to complete the timeline for Unit 2. Let me scroll down here beneath all the tutorials I've included. You just go here to this folder and you can directly submit your ID step here, for example. Similar thing with the discussions and journals. The reading tweets, there's nowhere to submit those in Blackboard because you'll be doing that work on Twitter. And as long as you use our course hashtag, which is listed in the assignment and in the tutorials, we'll be able to see your work and you'll get credit for that. Scrolling down and looking at the menu further, in communication, this is where you can get announcements. I'm going to delete this Collaborate Ultra link because online office hours is the Ultra link. These are help links if you need them. And that is it for our course. So hopefully that helps you get a little bit of an idea about how I designed the course, what my thinking was, and it will help you to navigate our course. Please ask questions whenever you have them. And I look forward to learning more from your insights on New Mexico history over the next few weeks.